Hello again, kids. Today I'm going to talk about how it is that I came to leave Christianity for Wicca. And I discovered Christianity in the evangelical sense when I was in 7th grade, junior high. And anyone at that age doesn't really know their own ass from a hole in the floor. But my friend Brent, who is still my friend today, his family goes to a Baptist church in Windham, Maine, and to the best of my knowledge, they still do so. And he invited me along one day. He invited me to their youth group club, which met Wednesday evenings after school, and I converted, and I kept going until about 2001. Well, not to the youth group, to that church. And while it gave me comfort to know that there was a group of people that seemed to look out for me, that I got along with very easily, that I got the impression that they all cared about me and that they were happy to see me, and I loved that. There were just too many unanswered questions. And any attempt at an answer for some of those questions, the ends didn't meet completely. I'll give you an example of one of the things that... One of the questions in my mind that kept echoing was that how could a God of love, Jesus Christ, how could Jesus Christ claim to be God? The same God that in the Old Testament tells people to, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Happy will be those who take your babies and smash them on the rocks," as it says in Psalms. How could a God that would command its followers to do all these horrible things to their fellow man manifest himself one day and be that same God? And this really didn't make sense, considering the ideology that Christians have. Well, God is eternal. You know, God's law doesn't change, da-da-da-da-da. Well, you ever sit down and really read the Bible, especially the King James Version? Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's one of the things that didn't make a lick of sense. Another thing that didn't make any sense to me, more the mindset of the Christians themselves than in the Bible, is they tend to pick and choose which verses or which stories apply to their culture. As far as the laws in the books of Leviticus are concerned, the most well-known verses in Leviticus include those condemning homosexuality from a biblical standpoint. But there are other laws in Leviticus that mysteriously no longer apply as far as Christians are concerned. Like if a woman is raped, she is to be sold into slavery or married off to the rapist. Yeah, good luck selling that idea to a Christian woman. Other laws that include working on the Sabbath is punishable by death. You should kill your neighbor if he prays to statues, what have you, and a bunch of other laws listed in Leviticus that are negotiable, apparently, according to Christianity. But the one that you get the most fervent reaction from as being the will of God is those two verses from the book of Leviticus concerning homosexuality. Now, why are just a couple of those verses the law of the Lord and the rest of them don't apply? Yeah, so sometime around 2001 when I entered into college, I had a good sit down one day with my Bible, and I just... As the New Testament puts it, Jesus describes living water, to drink of it and never thirst again. Well, I drank of your living water, and I found myself still thirsting. In fact, I found myself pretty fucking parched. I was getting frustrated. I was saying, if this really is the Word of God, then how is it that all these strange things are happening? How is it that September 11th was happening when I flipped through and through and through the book of Revelations and couldn't find a damn thing? And then my friend Rosie, whom if my coming marriage doesn't work out, I'm totally batting for the home team with her. Came to my side, and Rosie was pretty much my only friend throughout 2001 to 2002, and longer than that. Because all my dorm mates, especially my dorm mates, but it seemed all my classmates in college just couldn't stand me for some reason, and I really couldn't figure out why. My first semester roommate was your typical alcoholic party girl who loved to bring her friends over at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, party, and then wonder why I would be pissed off when I'm trying to sleep. Rosie introduced me to a book called Dancing with Dragons by DJ Conway. And while I've always liked pictures of dragons, I've always liked stories about dragons, I've always liked them in that mythological context, the concept of mentally relating yourself to these stories, of psychologically placing yourself in a situation, and then taking that example and applying it to real life, just blew my mind. And that's the kind of living water I became thirsty for. Is I wanted to know more. I had to know more. I had to know more about ritual. I had to know more about the phases of the moon. It was just so magical. But and I've been on the Wiccan path for 8 years now. Would be coming on 9. So yeah. I'm very happy to be a witch. Leaving the Christian church was probably one of the best things I ever did, and all you YouTube evangelists are wasting your time. Don't bother trying to save or recommit me, because it's just not going to fucking happen. I respect your right to believe what you believe. Please remember to respect mine.